All right. Hello and welcome everybody to this intro call for Right Voice for You with me, Smriti Goswami. And I have my hosts here, Anandita, who's hosting this class in Mumbai, and Nivedita, who's hosting this class in Bangalore. And Anandita is also hosting this class in Dubai. So how does it get any better than this? And what magic can we create? Now, before we get started, I just wanted to share why Right Voice for You. When I've from the beginning, from my childhood, ever since I remember, I've always been such a shy kid. Facing people, talking to them, it used to be a big deal for me. So if you ask me today to jump, like not right now, but earlier also, to jump down from planes or do all those dangerous maneuvers, I was all up for it. Like I would just blindly just go ahead and do all that. So wouldn't be scared at all. Bungee jumping, this, that, everything. But when it comes to getting up on the stage and speaking, and not even forget the stage, even just interacting with people, it used to be such a big deal for me. I just didn't know what to do. I would go blank. I wouldn't know what to speak. And I used to wonder that I thought I must be the weirdest person alive, where I find it difficult even to speak to people. Of course, all that has changed. And thanks to Right Voice for You, everything has changed, right? Few years ago, like almost 6-7 years ago, when I first became a Joy Business certified facilitator, and I was invited to be a part of one of the Zoom calls. And that was my first ever Zoom call. And I didn't realize, by then I knew that I can perceive what people are thinking, what's going on with them. I could really, really receive. I had a whole lot of awareness about people. But I didn't realize it would hit me so hard on a Zoom call, where I was so aware of what's going on with other people on the Zoom, and I just didn't know how to handle it or how to deal with it. And so I kept leaving the meeting every 5 minutes. And the other person who was co-hosting the class with me, the book club with me, she kept wondering what's wrong with me. And then eventually I left that meeting and I let go of that book club. And I was feeling so miserable about it. It was 3 a.m. and I was wondering, I was like, what the hell? Where the hell did I go wrong? And stuff. And then I realized it was all because, why do you get tongue-tied? Why do you forget what you're supposed to speak? It's because you start becoming so aware of what's going on in other people's universe. You start tapping into their spaces and you start tapping into their judgments about themselves, that you just forget why you are there and you think all those judgments belong to you. So you start judging yourself instead. So it's like a vicious cycle that you seem to get caught up in. But the moment you become aware that there's nothing wrong with you, that you're just perceiving what's going on with other people and in their universes, things are just so much smoother, and you can still choose to have your own awareness and create from that, right? So I also remember going up to Gary and asking him, like, I was literally terrified even asking him that question. My knees were shaking, and I was like, when I'm conducting a Zoom call and I just go blank, what to do? He could see through my bullshit totally. He just looked at me and he's like, you're a damn facilitator, just go do your job. Cut out all this bullshit. And I was like, no, I mean, I just go blank and I don't know. He's like, it's not about you. Just go do your damn job. And I came back from that. It was the Right Voice for You CF training. I came back from that. This was way back in 2018. And I conducted a session for about 250 engineering students in one of the colleges. Immediately after that, like immediately after coming back to Delhi. And there was so much of ease. I didn't have anything written on paper, nothing. I just started speaking to them, and I just spoke to the energy of whatever was required. And suddenly there were so many people coming up on the stage and talking, and it was just so beautiful. And I was like, wow, that was easy. So, it's only your own thoughts about where you're not enough, or where things are going wrong, that just keeps stopping you from showing up so dynamically. So why right voice for you? I've already given you the reasons. Nobody starts the call with talking about where all I held myself back. Like, no facilitator would talk about it. But the reason I started this call with this, not that it was planned, was for you all to realize, just a minute, let me mute. So that the reason I started off this call with talking about myself and all those places where I had held myself back was because it's just for you, just as an invitation for each one of you. Everywhere any one of you is thinking that, am I even good enough? Can I even speak up? What are the reasons I'm not showing up? I have all the tools, I have everything, but I'm still not showing up. My business is not picking up. Where am I holding myself back? Then this class may be for you. Right voice for you teaches you to receive yourself without any judgments, without anything else. Truly, like deeply, just receive yourself. That's what right voice for you, this particular class has been for me. It's all about showing up. It's about walking into a room and just literally owning the room. Right? So do you have any questions before I start talking about other things? And let me just mute everyone. Anantita, can I make you the co-host? Hold on. Let me just.
Yes, definitely.
And also Nivedita. Just give me a minute.
It says UB is the co-host.
How did that happen? Well, UB, can you also mute yourself? That will be really, really nice. I'm not able to mute you here. So, okay, cool. I think we're good to go. So does anyone have any questions? Why are you here? What is it that you're looking to receive? What's going on for you? Where do you find yourself holding yourself back? Just you can unmute and speak, and then we can start talking more. Anyone?
I have a fear of presentation, especially when it's once I had given the presentation and I was shattered completely. Thrice my presentation was stopped, so I was speaking. I have been working on that, and I have worked on that. I have used the clearing access tools, but somewhere, even like today morning, I thought of it once. I have a presentation coming, and I'm kind of not prepared for it.
So why were you stopped? Why did this stop you?
As per the bosses, the presentation was not up to the mark.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's lots that I can talk about, but not really necessarily on this call. But there's in a class, there's so many tools that I can share with you. Anytime you're making a presentation, first of all, you have to, when you're creating it also, you have to look at what would create the greatest impact for the audience who are looking at, who will be watching that presentation, and what are the target audience? What can you say and speak to regarding that particular topic and to the audience that is there? There are different types of energy pulls that you can use before you even start the presentation. And there are a whole lot of, these are just a small example of some tools that you can use, but there are so many other tools that you can actually start using. So yeah, what would attending this class create for you? Think about it. There's so much more to this, right? But till then, whatever these things that I've mentioned, you can start off with those questions and see what's required. Okay, and also trust yourself, right? If you are doubting yourself, that's what people pick up. And then they start focusing on that doubt. Okay, if you think in your heart of hearts that the presentation may not be up to the mark, and if you're waiting to be validated for that, then that is what the audience will pick up and your bosses will pick up, and then they will point it out. So instead of validating, they'll actually point out the shortcomings, and that may or may not create more, right? So ask question before you even start creating the presentation. Ask, who are my target audience? What is required? What can I say that will create the greatest impact? And go for it. Okay.
Thank you so
Cool.
much.
You're welcome. Anyone else has a question?
Hey, hi, Surbi.
Smriti, yeah.
Sorry,
She.
Smriti. Yeah. How are you
Hi,
doing? Thank you
I'm
so
good.
much for conducting this session, firstly.
You're welcome.
So the thing is, I have 11 years of experience as a HR manager. But the thing is, I have a very good appreciations from the client. I have good testimonials from the clients, and everything is good. But when it comes to my parent organization, I have dealt with a manager who is very cranky and who doesn't listen to us what exactly we were trying to explain her or something like that. She was so arrogant. So because of her behavior, I had to quit my job. And now I'm still in search of job. It's been a month. I have quit the job. So how do I handle such bosses?
Okay. So first of all, again, most of the questions that you're bringing up are actually for the class, but I'll just again go ahead and speak a few things about this. Usually, anytime you're interacting with people and they're responding to you, they're responding to the judgments that they think you have about them, right? So the moment you lower your barriers and have no judgments about anybody, drop all your judgments about the person in front of you, there is so much that then they don't have anything to respond to. So that really opens up a lot of space, because people are literally, especially if someone is fighting with you or being really arrogant and nasty, they are responding to what they think that you think about them, right? So they're responding or giving a reply based on that. So that's what you need to let go of, and that really creates a lot of ease. So lower your barriers and no judgment in your space. Half your work is already taken care of.
Sure,
Yes.
thank you, Smriti.
You're welcome. Yes, Anandita, you have a question? Or you wanted to share something? Go ahead, Anandita.
Yes, Smriti, hi. So
Hi.
yes, I had a question. Now, it's so that I left my job some time back, and I've spoken about this with you.
Yeah.
Now, funnily enough, the circumstances under which I left my job, it was like overnight. They just let me go. They said, you know what, go do whatever you want to do for some time, and then we'll figure out what you want to do later. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I knew that I had no figuring out to do. I knew what I was choosing. I knew what I was doing. And I had no ambiguity in my world about this. But somewhere there is a projection and expectation that I will somewhere in somewhat capacity go back to the hospital, okay, that I was working with before.
Mm-hmm.
I quit before I started my private practice. Now, funnily enough, the day of, like, they are setting for the closing discussion is on the last day of Right Voice for You. And I'm very clear. I said, I'm not available. It's a Sunday. I'm not available. They're arranging for lunch and everything. They're very sweet, being very sweetly manipulative about it. So I'm like, no, I'm not available. I'm not there. I'm not available. I can see all of you. I'm open to discussion, but I can see you on a weekday. Okay. Now the thing is that I am looking at that, what question can I be where I manipulate all of this to my advantage and kind of like get out with all my papers and everything, because I still don't have my closing documents from the hospital.
Okay, so first of all, you have to poke and pod all the points of view that you have. that it's not going to be easy, that you have to fight your way out. And all
Hmm.
those times, as well as all those lifetimes that you've always had to fight for things before you could receive
Correct.
it, will you now destroy and uncreate that, please?
Yes,
Right, wrong, good, bad,
yes.
pot, all natural, boys, co-ads, and beyonds. Ask for a lot of ease and say what do I have to be and do for this to be ease for me and fun filled for me,
Mhm.
and what will
Yeah.
it take for me to for them to respond to my terms and conditions, and what will it take for me to have all my documents with me with total ease, without any without any hard negotiations. What will it take for me to have lots of fun with this, and also be willing to lose it all, because somewhere there is a charge about certain things that you're waiting to receive from them. And if you're willing to lose it all, then it's no longer controlling you, and then you can have everything.
Correct. As you were talking, I got this thing that I am so hell-bent on proving that I have no back doors open,
Yeah.
that I am not going back, So I'm hell-bent on proving that. So I'm kind of, I have created this elongation of situation.
So what if you did not have to worry about any back doors? And
Correct.
what if you trusted yourself so dynamically that even if you have to choose to get back into this proper full-fledged medical this thing, you would now, when you join back, it would be more as an invitation to invite other people also to different possibilities, instead of you fitting in with their reality and being stuck in that box. So what is it? What invitation can you be? What if you did not have to close any back? What if you did not have to think or focus at all on any back doors?
Yeah.
So what if you were just willing to leap without waiting to ensure that there are any safety nets below? Just leap.
Yeah.
Trust yourself. You know what you're doing. Just leap and be willing to be bigger, like grow bigger. And everywhere you've bought into those people's points of view that if you leave the medical profession, things won't be that easy and it won't create as much for you. Just talk about all that. What are the gifts you have? What are the different awarenesses that you have? What do you know is possible? And focus on creating a reality that you would like to create out of here in this world. So what invitation can you be?
Got it.
And just focus on that. If you're focusing on how difficult it'll be and these guys are not going to listen to me and all that, then you're giving energy to something that you don't really want. So be
very clear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So let me just lower your hand. Okay. So how many of you, from the time you were very little kids, learned to fill the tiniest little crack so that your space wouldn't impose on anybody else, or wouldn't impinge on anybody else, or wouldn't impel a different reality in their world, and wouldn't harass them by your very being? How many of you keep yourself so small, so less, make yourself so less that, so that nobody else gets upset around you, or you're not harming anyone, or literally not encroaching their space? So you'll keep yourself tiny, limited, and just try and fit in with all those little tiny cracks that are available instead of showing up that dynamically. So everything that is times a godzillion will each one of you destroy and uncreate that, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all natural, boys, co-ads, and beyonds. Now, what happens is a lot of us keep looking at other people's realities to create your own reality. So if there's something that you'd like to start or choose, you'll first look at how is it going to affect the people around me, or will they like it? Will they be happy or not? So you end up choosing things that is not really your reality, things that are not even fun for you, but you end up choosing that. And that does not really create, okay? Because if you were to choose your reality, the reality that you know is possible to create, the reality that will be really, really fun for you, then you'll be all of it. You'll be that, right? Now, everything that doesn't allow that, all the jails and all the insistence on mediocrity that each one of you have been choosing in order to maintain your place in this reality and in order to fit in with people in this reality, will you now destroy and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all natural boys, poets, and beyonds. Everywhere you're trying to fit in with people so dynamically, where you feel that if you leave that place, somebody else will come and fill in that place for you and take it away from you. Will you now destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all natural boys, poets, and beyonds. In other words, everywhere you're holding on to something with your dear life, thinking that this is it, and if I choose something that's more fun for me, this will be taken away from me, or somebody else will come and fill in my place. Will you now destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all natural boys, poets, and beyonds. And what greatness of being and receiving are you refusing that if you were to choose it, it would set everyone, including you, totally free? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all natural boys, poets, and beyonds. So what happens is, why this class? Why right voice for you? Most of us, yes, Nivedita, go ahead. You have a question?
How?
Go ahead.
How is the question?
How?
Yeah,
How for what?
For anything for that matter. The moment we get into the how, there is always this limiting that starts happening. So
Yeah,
how do we
so
release the how?
what's the value of getting into the house? See, the thing is, we start looking at how we'll create something, how we'll do something, how this will materialize, how will people start noticing us. Before that, before you even address the how, first of all, you have to address the core beliefs. What is it that you're functioning from? What are the points of view that you're functioning from that is actually stopping you from showing up that dynamically? Secondly, the hows and whys is just tools to just keep you in the loop, stuck in the loop, where you don't really have a way out. How is where you're looking at receiving something. Suppose I want 10 crores. Okay, so now I will create a tunnel, and based on whatever I think, there are different ways in which the money can come to me. So I'll create a tunnel based on that, right? So the tunnel will have only an opening for the ways that I've decided money has to show up for me. So there'll be money coming in, but it'll be coming in little trickles, because that's the only way I've decided I'm going to receive money. So if the money starts showing up from different directions, I won't even see it. I won't even recognize it. I'll just think, oh, it's for someone else. It's not for me. So I'll keep on just pushing all that money away, because it's not showing up through that tunnel for me, right? So if you get into the house, you are limiting the source or different sources. You're just choosing one or two sources for the money, and you're just limiting everything else. You're just pushing everything away. Okay, and now you're doing it all subconsciously. You're not even cognitively aware that this choice for the how is how things are limiting. I'm only limiting that for myself, right? So the how and why is where you start going into a lot of reasoning and trying to look for solutions that comes from a space where, based on your own logical reasoning, based on the level of awareness you have about certain thing, or the knowledge that you have about something. So there's a limit to that. When you ask questions, then to the universe, which is the higher source of consciousness, right? It starts bringing you answers from all over the world, from everywhere, because it's omnipresent. It's not just limited to one boundary, right? So then when you start, instead of focusing on the hows and whys, focus on asking questions. Okay, this is what I'm looking to create. What do I have to be and do? What will it take? Request the universe, and things start showing up, maybe as a form of awareness, different awarenesses, and you can just step into that. So if you're looking to create something, the first thing is making a demand. Okay, that demand has to be from you, like you're making the demand of you. Whatever it takes, I'm going to be it, do it, create it. Okay, then the second thing is requesting the universe. What will it take, universe, for me to create, for me to be, do, and create this with total ease? And the third thing is the action required. All right, so what do I have to be and do to create this and actualize this and receive this? Don't forget to add receiving and ease with all of these questions. That's when things start showing up, and it'll start showing up very dynamically. And if you feel that things are getting delayed, start pocket-potting all the points of view that you have that's making you resist that. Things start showing up very, very dynamically then. So the amount of money that's showing up in your world and the amount of people that are showing up in your classes is literally proportionate to your points of view about receiving money or receiving those clients or participants, right? So if you have a point of view, how can it be so easy? Let's take, for example, right now the bars class, the pricing has increased, right? So recently I had someone attend a class and that person was like, I'm choosing to be a facilitator, but what about people? Where will they pay this much amount of money to attend a bars class? And why would they come to me and not to a CF, right? And I was like, it's all your points of view. If you let go of those points of view, if you realize it was all her points of view, which will preventing people to start showing up to her or choosing her, because those doubts is what gets projected totally. And everybody looking at you will start seeing, oh, this person is busy doubting herself or himself. So then they'll say, let's just go to someone else who's more confident, who knows what they're teaching, right? And that's how things start happening. So what energy are you being? Your being is an invitation for people to choose. Okay, that's what sets the ball rolling for you to start creating things. So instead of focusing on the hows and whys, focus on being what you'd like to create in the world. Being an invitation, that's when things start opening up. Okay, again, the universe is also responding to your vibration, the vibration you're being. Okay. Anything else, Nivedita? All right, awesome. Yes, Usha.
Yeah,
Usha, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask you, like, the more you resist, like, this incident, I'm a tutor, actually. I'm a tutor. I teach science. So, I get an offer of teaching maths, which is not my passion of teaching maths. So, how many institute I've been going, so they are offering only maths, no science. So it is, I'm rejecting, but it's persisting and showing up to me again, So what can I be here and to have ease that? I mean, what question can I ask here that is, this maths is not come. I mean, I don't want that maths. I want to take the other, like science things to teach in that company. But what I am getting is only maths like that.
So ask for, where are you not willing to ask for what you want? What will it take for me to find an institute where I can teach other subjects except maths? And everything that doesn't allow that with total ease? Will you not destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, all natural boys, co-eds and beyonds. Ask for what you want. We keep waiting to be chosen. Be willing to be the choosing one. What will it take? Which institute can I join? Which are the different institutes that I can contribute to? Which institute is looking for my contribution? Ask for that. And yeah, things will start showing up.
Okay, thank you.
It can be that easy. I know you're like, Are, I've done all that. It's not, but are you willing to have it? Things start showing up when you're willing to have it. But if you're looking at how difficult things will be, it doesn't show up like that. Okay, it's that determination, that demand in your universe that sets the ball rolling. Long back, I had to renew my passport and I had to go for the JCF training. This was way back in 2017. And I had to go to Napa Valley for that. Okay. And so I'm due to travel on a Wednesday evening. And by Monday, I was due to travel on Tuesday evening. And by Monday morning, I didn't have my passport. And I had the US visa on my previous passport, but I didn't have a current passport, right? And so I called up and I figured out that my passport was still lying at the police station for some verification. So I sent my husband there and they said that it has to be signed by some senior official who will come only in the night. And I was like, I don't have that much time, like what to do? So I tried whatever I could. I went to the passport office. They said, if you can get that passport in a sealed envelope and take it to the CBI or CDI or whatever, and if they forward it to us, then we can do something about it. Or before that, we can't issue it to you. So I did. I went to the police station. I spoke to them, and they were not willing to even listen to me. Right? They were like, "Yeah, सबको जल्दी है. आपको जाना है. आप जाओ. बाद में आके ले जाना passport." And I was like, I can't travel without my passport. I really, really need it. Yeah, everybody says that and stuff. So they were just not listening to me. It was literally like hitting my head against a wall. And then I was like, I just stood there and I lowered my barriers and I kept pulling energy from them. And within less than 10 minutes, one of the officials said, okay, what is it that you want? Okay, cool. We'll give it to you in the morning. Okay, because we cannot give it to you because it has to be signed, but tomorrow morning you'll have it in a sealed envelope. I was like, okay, done. So I came back home and I was literally fretting that I've done all possible clearings, but I still don't have that passport in hand and what to do and stuff. And I was like, instead of worrying about all these things, I just packed my bags and I was like, whatever it takes, I'm going. Passport or no passport, universe, make it happen. I'm choosing this training and I'm going for it, whatever it takes. And I packed my bags. I went to the parlor, got my hair and all done because I was all set to leave. Right? In the morning, my husband said, I'll come along with you. I don't want you driving by yourself. So he came with me to the police station and then they gave it to us in the sealed envelope. Then when we were going towards town, one of my class participants called me and she just randomly called and said, hi, how are you and all. And I was like, hey, this is what's happening. She said, wait, I have a friend at that CBI office and I'll see what I can do. And sure enough, that friend was waiting. The moment I reached there, he took my folder, my file, that sealed envelope. He took it inside. 5 minutes later, he was out and he's like, your work is done. And I was just so grateful and thankful for my friend to have enabled that for me because it would have been a task for me to convince those CBI officers why I need this so urgently. And then I went to the passport office and that they don't allow visitors on that particular day. And I was like, oh God, now what do I do? And luckily the person I'd spoken to, I saw him crossing the road and going to the office. So he said, you can't come inside, but I'll see what I can do. So he asked the peon to sort of give me paper and I wrote an application. I attached all my tickets and the hotel bookings and everything and I handed it over. And then I started getting messages on my phone that your passport has gone for printing and this and that. All I'm trying to say is when you make up your mind, when you don't give up, when there is a huge demand in your universe, everything starts working for you. I received my passport at 4 o'clock and I had to be at the airport at 7. I just had enough time to come back home, take a quick shower and leave, literally. Okay, everything was packed and ready. So what I'm trying to say is, if things are not showing up for you, look within yourself. Are you even choosing it? How badly you want it? Where are you waiting for things for people to choose and decide and see your worth and value, you have to start acknowledging your own worth and value. See what you are all about. Own it, claim it. Don't wait for others to validate you. There'll be a lot of people who will look at you, who will see your potency, and yet they will hope and wish and pray that you don't see that about yourself. Because if you start claiming and owning your own potency, then they will have nowhere else to go, right? Then you'll be too much. And at this moment, it suits them to see you being a limited version of yourself. So nobody is forcing you to be limited. You are only choosing it. Okay? So when there is a demand in your universe, you will make things happen, whatever it takes. Okay? That's the invitation for this class, Right Voice for You, where you start seeing your own worth and value. You start receiving this so dynamically. What is the question, Rachna? How to ask for clarity of what I really want and what to do if I don't know what way to choose or demand. Okay. So ask, what is it that I'm looking to create? What is going on? What choices can I make today that my future self will thank me for? That's a good question to start asking. If you don't know what you'd like to create, what choices can I make today that my future self will thank me for? And also, one thing that I always keep asking is, what is my reality and where can I find it? Because what happens is we start getting so caught up with other people's realities, the lack in the universe, and why somebody will not choose something and all that. That doesn't create. Now you're going down a rabbit hole along with them, right? You don't have to do that. You just say, okay, what is my reality and where can I find that? What is it that I'm looking to create in the world? What's it going to take for me to start showing up that dynamically? Right. I hope that takes care of what you asked, Usha. Cool.
Yes.
All right.
And one more, can I ask about Mobius strip? Is it about the repetition of coming it again and again? It's a Mobius strip.
Oh, what do you know? It is where you're sort of caught up in a loop with certain things, where you keep thinking, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. And it's a huge topic, again,
Okay.
meant for a class, meant to be discussed in the class. But if you find yourself getting caught up in a loop, somewhere you're stuck in that Mobius strip.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? Any questions?
हेलो
Yes, Geeta. Hi.
हाय मैम, मैं भी यही पूछना चाहती थी कि वो बार बार एक ही पैटर्न आए जा रहा है, मतलब रिपीटेड पैटर्न, मतलब बार बार वही चीज होती जा रही है कि मैं कुछ नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, और फैमिली में जो मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगता देखना मेरी आंखों को, वही बार बार हो रहा है, मतलब कंस्ट्रक्शन, और वो मेरे लिए नहीं हो रहा है, वो मेरे इन लॉज के लिए हो रहा है, और मुझे वो नहीं देखना है, और मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है, लेकिन वो बार बार हो रहा है
गीता,
और मैं कुछ नहीं कर पा रही हूँ।
वो इसलिए बार बार हो रहा है because there's something that you love
मैं
about
कुछ
it.
नहीं कर रही हूँ। No, 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 not at all. I just don't like it. But I want to do something about myself.
So why aren't
I
you
want to
doing
do
it?
access bars.
So
I
why
want to
aren't
do
you-
access bars.
So why aren't you doing it?
I'm just asking questions and trying to that something will show up, money will show up, and it's not like I'm just in question.
Geeta, you're just asking questions and hoping and wishing and praying and dreaming that money will show up. You're not choosing it. The day you start choosing it, things start shifting. अभी आपने
How to choose then?
आपने source किसी और को बना रखा है. You are the source. Do
How to
whatever
choose
it
then?
takes. How did I choose that passport showing up the next day? When I went to the passport office, they said Friday को मिलेगा, उसके पहले नहीं मिल सकता. And I had a flight to catch on Tuesday evening, right? But I made it happen. How did I make it happen? I have myself no clue. But I was like, whatever it takes, I'm going. No, whether I have the passport or not, I'm choosing it. And then I just followed the energy or
Okay.
whatever was showing up. But there was a demand and that choice.
Okay. Like
Abhi, what you're doing,
I have to get ready.
what you're doing is किसी तरह से मैं कर लूं, बस बाहर कर लूं किसी तरह से someday.
हाँ.
But how? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years हो गया. Now what?
I
Right?
don't know what.
Yeah, no, you know. You know that you're not choosing it. Okay? There's no, you're making
Okay.
everybody else a bigger source.
Yes.
You are the source. Whatever it takes,
Okay.
I'm going to create it for myself. और वो
Okay.
वेट करते करते उसका प्राइसिंग भी बढ़ गया है. Now what? Now what will you do?
Again in the
You will-
loop.
No. See, loop is what you're choosing to be in. Loop is all in your mind. Whatever it takes,
Okay.
I'm going to create it for myself. Universe, show
Okay.
me.
Show me.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever it takes.
There are classes are coming like मतलब कभी कोई जल्दी जल्दी से आ रहा है कि अभी वो वाले सर करवाने वाले हैं बार्स वो करवाने वाले हैं लेकिन मैं उस तक पहुंच ही नहीं पाती हूँ.
पहुंच नहीं पाते
चलिए.
because you're not choosing it. Just know that.
Okay.
So what do I
Okay,
have to be
okay.
and do? What is the action required? Focus on that.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Don't focus on कभी कहीं से पैसा टपकेगा. Don't wait for that. Okay?
पैसा
Okay, ma'am.
टपकता है, पैसों के साथ भी मिरेकल्स होते हैं.
I just told you
Okay.
how things showed up, and I created so many times, so many situations where I was literally falling short of money. But because I did not give up on the choice,
Mhm.
I actualized that money. Till I realized, okay, this is not fun. Your last minute nth hour mein money is not fun for me. What will it take, universe, for me to have money constantly with so much of ease? And then it just changed. It's just a choice to step into. It's a choice of valuing yourself so dynamically that you will not ever settle for anything less. It's just that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you. So how many of you actually give up yourself for judgments, for someone else's judgments of you? Okay. What is that creating? Because somebody else is judging that you're not good enough, so you just give up on yourself and you're like, okay, poor me, I'm not good enough. Poor me, I can't create this. Right? No, it is just a choice for everything. Okay? Judgment is basically what you use to prove the rightness of your reactive reality, where you're reacting to those people's judgments of you. Right? That's not going to create things for you. So, there's this line that I like when you're being really nice and kind, okay? But most people look at it as an invitation to abuse you. So when that's the time for you to actually start speaking up, and you go into a more of a reactive reality where you don't know how to react, you don't know what to say, right? So how much abuse and self-abuse have you convinced is okay? Where do you keep allowing people to push you around all the time, constantly? It's all about showing up, speaking up, and sometimes just moving away is also a way of communicating, or sometimes even silence speaks. So what are the different ways in which you can communicate? What are the different ways in which you can start showing up? What is it that's required? Okay. So when you become aware of other people's insecurities and their manipulations, and when you see that they're literally trying to control and manipulate how you are showing up and pulling you down and creating false narratives around you, what is it? What happens is most of us get caught up with that and we feel, oh my God, so-and-so is behaving like this with me. No, they are behaving like that, but they're also exposing how insecure they are, that they need to resort to all these things to pull you down. So that's the moment for you to actually own, claim, and acknowledge the greatness of you, that it takes people's manipulation and all these different things creation of false narratives to bring you down, and they will not be successful because you will not allow them to be successful. So see what exactly is getting created, right? So what if when people are pulling you down, what if that's an invitation for you to be sharper, be smarter? Okay, what if all those blind spots that have been created around you, that you have in place, what if now is the time to start out creating that? What would that create for you? Start tapping into that and see what you'd like to create. Right. Anyone else has any questions? No? No questions?
Just phenomenal. I would really like you to share the solitaire diamond scene
What solitaire diamond?
that you created during our class.
Yeah, so it's still on its way. It hasn't yet come in, but yeah, so there was this task that we had in our Right Voice for You class, and we were supposed to, there was a task, we can't talk about the task, but that resulted in my husband promising to get me a solitaire. And it was just so much of ease. Something that I thought he's going to refuse. He's like, no, here you are. So it's still on the way. We placed the order, but I still haven't received it as yet, but I will. At least he agreed to it. So, especially when we don't look for things, we don't choose things because somewhere we feel it can't be that easy. Okay, we are our major roadblocks. We only keep self-sabotaging things for ourselves. What if you start recognizing where are you limiting yourself and what needs to change here? What would that create for you? All right. Yes,
Looking
Rajni.
forward to seeing it when you come here. Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to the class, both in Mumbai as well as in Bangalore. There's so much I want to talk about. There's so much that this class creates. Literally, when you walk into a room, you own it. Okay, where people cannot take their eyes off you, where you just own everything you are. That's what the invitation for Right Voice for You classes is, where you have your way with everything. Nothing is impossible. There's so much that starts opening up for you. Okay, and there is this thing about, where a lot of times we don't show up that dynamically because we feel that others will reject us or they can't take the power of us. But that's not the thing, Where are you? There was this really interesting thing where when we were talking about power, where we're not willing to acknowledge and own our power. So there was this conversation which you must have heard from me earlier also. So there's a difference between power and force. Okay, so what happens is when you're looking at choosing something or asking for something or being something in the world, sometimes you feel that you're forcing your way into things. But what if you know, and what's the difference between power and force? So the difference between power and force is a picture that sort of comes to my mind is of a tsunami or a tornado, okay, or a hurricane. So when you approach a rock or a tree and you try to push it forward, right? That's when you're literally functioning from force. You're just trying to push with all your weight. You're trying to push it. You're using a lot of force, okay? And yes, maybe eventually the tree will fall down if you try really, really hard enough, okay? And you can maybe use an axe to break it down also, just in case, right? Now, if you look at a tsunami, it functions very differently. It is just power so overwhelming that nothing will stop it, okay? And it is just being itself with the magnificent energy it be, and without any points of view and without an opinion. It is just power, and it literally lifts that tree or that rock off the ground. as if literally looks like as if it's by accident. But is there any force in it? Not at all. Is there power in it? Hell yes. So would you be willing to be that powerful? Would you be willing to be that committed in your life that nothing can ever stop you, ever? Okay. Would you be willing to be that tsunami of your life that nobody can stop? And would you be willing to be the power and potency that you truly be? That's the invitation for this Right Voice for You class. And this is what you'll be stepping into. A power so magnificent that nobody and nothing can stop you from choosing a greater life, from showing up so dynamically, from speaking up where it's required, and not letting anything ever, including yourself, stop you ever. Okay. Cool. I think we are done for today. In case anyone has any questions, you can go ahead. Otherwise, we're done for today's call. And I look forward to seeing you guys. We have a class coming up in Mumbai. It's going to be in town at Woodhouse Gymkhana. It's in the town in Mumbai, South Mumbai. And we have another class coming up in Bangalore, which is in Nivedita's center. D something, what is it? D Theta Center. It's a new center.
Transformations, which is in Whitefield, Mumbai. Sorry, Whitefield,
Whitefield, Bangalore. You're half in Bangalore, Mumbai class, Nivedita.
Yes.
And how does it get any better than that? So yeah, there are these two classes coming up, and there's one more coming up in Dubai in November. I'm so looking forward to these classes, and I wonder what magic we can create. What is it that you're looking to be in the world? Come join and actualize it. You're welcome, Ruxana. Thank you so much.
So, Smriti, is there any prerequisite for this?
No, there are no prereqs.
No prereqs, right? Even
No
bars are
prereqs.
not required.
Yeah, anybody can join. There are no prereqs. Even if you've never done Access, you can join. So if there are, and it's not like you have to have only business people. They can be housewives, anybody, basically those of you who feel that you don't have your voice in the world, where people don't notice you or they just keep sidelining you. This is the invitation for you to step up. You have a question, Rachna? Go ahead. Go ahead, Rachna. Are you there? Okay, cool. So, thank you so
much. I think somebody has typed a question.
Sorry, what happened?
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. वैसे तो बहुत बेकार से क्वेश्चन होते हैं मेरे, लेकिन फिर भी मैं पूछ लेती हूँ. तो आज मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि मेरे को किसी ने पूछा तक नहीं. वो लोग जैसे घर में कुछ काम करवा रहे हैं, कुछ टाइल लगवा रहे हैं, तो मेरे को मेरे हस्बैंड और मेरी मदर इन लॉ ने बिल्कुल पूछा तक भी नहीं कि तुम भी कुछ देख लो, क्या तुमको ये लगवाना है या क्या है. तो मुझे बहुत बुरा फील हुआ, मतलब बहुत बुरा फील हुआ आज. मुझे ऐसा नहीं रहना है.
मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछूं आपसे. आप अपने आप को कितना वैल्यू करते हो? आप अपने आप को कितना इंक्लूड करते हो चीजों में?
बहुत कम, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि ये मेरे काम की चीज नहीं है. मुझे मेरे जो चीजें हैं वही अच्छी लगती हैं. मतलब मैं भी नहीं चाहती थी कि मैं जाऊं उधर.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking how much do you include yourself in the computation of your life? How much, कितना आप अपने आप को इंक्लूड करते हो कुछ किसी भी चीज में? Like say for example, आप शॉपिंग गए हो, तो आपको वहां कुछ चीज पसंद आ गई, तो फिर वो चीज आप खरीदते हो कि आप कहते हो अरे मैं क्या करूंगी, कभी और खरीदेंगे, अभी नहीं, इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, मेरा ओपिनियन इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. तो अगर आप खुद अपने आप को साइडलाइन कर रहे हो, तो फिर सब लोग वही करेंगे ना आपके साथ.
जी.
जब आप खुद ही अपने आप को कर रहे हो, कितना आप अपने आप को साइडलाइन करते हो, पहले ये सोचो बैठ के.
हाँ, और फिर मैं कुछ पसंद करती हूँ तो फिर वो उसको मना कर देते हैं कि नहीं हमको नहीं चाहिए, ये तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं चाहिए. इसलिए मैंने बिल्कुल बोलना ही बंद कर दिया है। तो मैंने अगर कुछ बोल दिया तो वो तो उल्टा ही करेंगे।
तो आप अपने आप को इतना एम्पावर करिए कि आप चूज कर सके जो भी आपको चाहिए, whatever it takes. कुछ नहीं है तो keep asking questions, but ये नहीं कि questions के चक्कर में you keep just hoping and dreaming. You have to choose it.
यस,
Things will
तो
show up
मैंने
when you
वहां
start
मतलब
choosing.
उनके बीच में घुसना मैंने बंद कर दिया, क्योंकि वहां से मेरे को हर्ट मिलता है। तो
That's
मेरे को
the
बस अपने आप
simplest
को ही
thing ना.
देखना है।
That's the simplest thing to do कि मैं ये लोग मेरे को लाइक नहीं करते, चलो मैं हट जाती हूँ. What are you doing? आप बार बार हट रहे हो वहां से, आप उनका रास्ता क्लियर करते जा रहे हो. आप वहां खड़े होके बोलो मुझे ये नहीं चाहिए, मुझे ये वाला कलर चाहिए या ये टाइल चाहिए. And stand your ground, be confident, speak up. Then they will say कि हाँ ये रीजन हो सकता है, उनको रीजन बताइए क्यों ये चाहिए. If you will not stand up for yourself, nobody else will. ना कोई और तो आके करेगा नहीं आपके लिए.
हाँ, और मैंने खुद ही सोच रखा है कि मुझे इस घर में कुछ भी मतलब नहीं करना है, वो उनकी मर्जी है, उनका घर है, कुछ भी करें।
आपने उनका रास्ता साफ कर रखा है बस. I'll
मेरे
give you
घर
an
पे कुछ नहीं
example.
होगा।
I'll give you an example. Long back, like when my
Mhm.
mother-in-law came to stay with me, I used to have a tough time because she would boss around quite a bit, and it wasn't easy for me to deal with that. And so what I started doing, I started staying out of the house. I started working. I was mostly, even all my classes I used to conduct away, like very far off places, so that the whole day I was out of the house. And एक दिन वो दिल्ली जा रहे थे, and the day she left, suddenly the house felt so different and light. And then I realized कि मैंने कितना, ये मेरा घर है, मैंने अपनी एनर्जी एकदम विड्रॉ कर ली थी घर से, so that because I didn't like the way she was being with me. And that's the day I decided, this is my house, my husband, my kids, where am I moving away? That's when energetically I just said, I just owned the place energetically. And from that time onwards, I've never let that place go. Do you get it? अपनी energy withdraw करने से क्या होएगा? So how many of us do that? Because somebody doesn't like us. If people don't like us, that's their problem. You please have your energy infused everywhere. Right?
Like मैंने मतलब घर से तो कर ली, लेकिन अपने हस्बैंड से भी विड्रॉ कर लिया कि ये भी उनके लिए है। मैंने इतना पूरा किया है, मतलब घर से तो कर ही लिया, अपने हस्बैंड के ऊपर से कर लिया कि ये जो उनके पास बैठेंगे तो जो मर्जी करें।
Can you now change that? Would you like to change that?
Yes.
Yeah. So be there, like choose that, infuse your energy back into all the things that are dear to you. Withdrawing and moving away is the easiest solution. That's what they want. So people will keep on hurting you to push you away. But you have to be there and stand your ground.
कि तुम यहाँ, हाँ वो कहते हैं कि यहाँ से चले जाओ तुम कुछ दिन के लिए, यहाँ से जाओ.
Also people will treat you the way you are treating yourself. If you don't value yourself, nobody else will. कोई और नहीं आके value करेगा ना. So first start valuing yourself. Okay. And thank you for these questions.
Thank you.
And I hope it creates some change for you. Thank you for being
so
here.
much. Hoping to see more of you in the class.
Yes, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for being here.
Just you speak very well Hindi also. You
Who,
can
me?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah, no, what I'm just a suggestion. You can think of conducting in Hindi also.
So if there are people who want me to speak in Hindi, of course I will conduct classes in Hindi also. So
because I was surprised. No, sorry, I didn't put this across. I was surprised to listen to your Hindi.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that you speak this fluent.
I didn't know too.
Sorry?
So I said I also didn't realize. I was just responding to Geeta's questions. And
I was, sometimes you see, you listen to some facilitators and you are used to their English. But I was very surprised with your Hindi, and it was very fluent and flowing very well.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is
हाँ
because
वही
of right voice for you. So you must join.
वो सच बात है स्मृति। आपको हिंदी में क्लास लेना चाहिए क्योंकि आपकी क्लास काफी लोगों को अच्छी लगती है, लेकिन इंग्लिश की वजह से काफी लोग ज्वाइन नहीं करते, वो मुझे पता है, इसलिए मैंने आज बोला। ये सब कह रहे हैं तो थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू। आप मुझे कांटेक्ट करिए, मैं हिंदी में क्लास करूंगी। जो भी क्लास चाहिए आपको, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
हम बैंगलोर में 2-2 कर सकते हैं, एक इंग्लिश में एक
वो
हिंदी में।
साइमल्टेनियसली भी कर सकते हैं, साइमल्टेनियसली भी हो सकता है।
How does it get even better than that?
हिंदी इंग्लिश, एज लॉन्ग एज आपको, आई विल मेक श्योर दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग। सब कुछ समझ आ जाए, I'll do everything, so don't worry. Join. See you guys. Thank you so much, Nivedita, and everyone else. Thank you
so
for
much.
being on this
Yeah,
call.
waiting for you, Smriti.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Thank you very
Bye.
much, ma'am.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.